facing each other. So.
Yeah.
Is that your live reads?
Yeah.
You're gonna have so much more next year.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna sell some advertising.
I agree. Hey, that's great to hear.
Welcome everybody to the Central Penn Knights men's baseball. We are taking Penn State Mont Alto in a doubleheader here at In the Net at Palmyra, Pennsylvania. This is Paul Miller. I'm being joined by Brian Christiana. Later on today, you'll also hear from Tyler Coleman and some of the other Central Penn Knights commentators here. But Brian, I got to tell you, this is much different weather than we had just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, baseball fans will definitely take this over last week's weather any day of the week.
I don't think that that's even an issue. All right, so as I mentioned, 2 7-inning affairs here today. And we are going to get started a little bit early today for our first pitch. And Pico fires a strike to get started.
Right down the plate. Good first pitch by Michael Pico.
Colby Black up, their shortstop, and took one off the head. Didn't look like that affected him all that much, which is good, but that's not something you like to see from the opening batter.
The catcher coming up to bat.
Nick Jacoby. Jacoby, a senior, hitting .298 on the season, 16 RBI, 9 doubles.
9 doubles, good number.
Penn State Mont Alto comes in with a 6-12 record. Central Penn 3-6. A quick steal, testing Paletti's arms, and he throws it into center. Stolen base there from Black. Does not advance on the catcher. Errant throw.
Yeah, the Knights should be very thankful that didn't happen where the runner advances to third.
Absolutely. Knights 3-6 on the season thus far. Are on a 3-game winning streak. So it was nice to see that they turned it around, won their home opener just last Friday. Sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah, the bats were alive and they were fielding. Pitching went very well for the team. Coach Stern was very happy with the team's performance.
Pops it up to left. Nice catch there.
Yeah, Connor Graham.
Connor Graham, one of our best offensive players.
Now we have Brady.
Leading the team in average with a .485 average.
Wow.
That's Ted Williams territory there. Pico has started 1 game this season, ERA of 9.
Okay.
Did strike out 7 in 7 innings. Only walked 2.
Well, he's a recent addition to the team, so I mean he's still getting back into the groove of getting.
And a 2.57 ERA. Nice off-speed pitch just outside though.
1-1.
Brings the count to 1-1. Trying to keep him honest there, trying to keep Black honest there at second base. And he's going. Fouls it off. There was a hit and run on there for Mont Alto. Mont Alto has definitely played more games than Central Penn. In fact, we're a part of the Ripken experience in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Played 7 games earlier in the season, from March the 2nd to March the 5th, and did quite well. Went 4-3 down there. Mont Alto just came off an 8-game winning streak with a loss just on Sunday to Penn State Greater Allegheny of 4-3.
Oh, that's...
So they've been on fire recently. Another hit batsman puts runners on first and second with only 1 down. This brings up Jeremiah Yonker.
The right fielder today.
You know, Yonker actually just named the PSUAC Hitter of the Week for April 2nd. Yeah. He's hitting .402 on the season with 2 home runs and leads, tied for the team lead with 25 RBIs, also 10 doubles and 5 triples.
It's a good boost of confidence, not just for him, but for the whole team.
Little high there from Peacock. Beautiful day here, a little windy, but you can't complain. Certainly much better conditions than Friday. There's no question about that. A little high there just over his head. This is a little troubling, I suppose, from the starting pitcher. But hopefully he's just getting settled in.
Yeah.
Just outside and walks the Yonkers. So between 2 hit batsmen and a walk, the bases are now loaded for Hunter Martin. And Martin's hitting .384 on the season, 4 home runs, 19 RBI.
It's a good stat line to have.
I would say. Well over 1,000 OPS. As I mentioned, Central Penn on a 3-game winning streak with 2 wins over Williamson Trade and a victory on Friday 4-1 versus Scotland Prep.
Yeah. I think that game will be remembered for the weather.
I can't ever even, I mean, in the years I played ball, Brian, never remember playing in something like that. But that goes to show you how dedicated this Knights baseball team is. They wanted to get that home opener in, fly it out to short, and Heckard pulls it down. That's 2 down. And a big hitter here.
Chase Fisher, third baseman.
And Fisher, 2 home runs, 25 RBI. Brian, a cool .512 batting average. That's incredible.
That is.
42 hits and 82 at-bats. And they had a chance to get out of that inning, but I'm not sure what they're going to score that. But 2 runs will cross the plate. And that brings first and third.
That was ruled as an error, Miller.
Official score there, an error.
Yep.
On the first baseman,
Chris
Rosario.
No, we have A.J. Millar, the DH today.
Good pitch there. And Brian, those 2 hit by pitch are the 2 that came in to score.
Yeah.
And throws it behind him there. A little concerning here early.
Yes. We just received an update from our good friend Ian Kemmer. He's listening live today, Miller.
Well, we're glad that he's available, and we certainly hope to see him soon.
Yeah.
A.J. Millar, .257 average, 1 home run, 12 RBI on the season. And Nice
pitch.
off-speed
That was
pitch.
a very nice pitch.
And gets him out of the inning, but not before the damage was done. The 2-hit batsman translate into 2 runs for no hits, but 2 runs and a walk there for Mont Alto. So at the end of the first half an inning, that is Mont Alto 2 and Central Penn coming to bat. Brian, take it away.
All right, Miller. Did you know that Central Penn College, unlike some institutions, doesn't charge any type of fee for applying? It's absolutely free. Go to our website, centralpenn.edu, to apply. And Central Penn's year-round accelerated schedule, composed of 4 11-week terms, enables full-time students to earn a bachelor's degree in 3 years. Fast-track your success with our accelerated terms.
All right.
Bob Stern's lineup is going to go as followed. First, you're going to have the shortstop, Quentin Heckard. Second, you'll have in right field, Gabe Arlano. In left field, number 2, Connor Graham. Third, in the cleanup spot will be the first baseman, Chris Rosario. Then Jared Rivera, the DH, will be 5th. Third base, Chris Kiefer, batting 6th. Cam Woodard playing second base, batting 7th. Peyton Paletti behind the plate, batting 8th. And Christian Polk, batting 9th in center field.
Well, Quentin Heckard, who's batting leadoffs, really gotten off kind of to a slow start in batting. He certainly had an unbelievable start.
Yeah.
And when he went the distance and struck out 9 on Friday, and even admitted after the game that he couldn't feel his hand in the last inning. That had to be very difficult to pitch when you can't even feel your hand. But man, he gutted it out. What a performance from Heckard. So we're hoping that today he gets off to Schneid. He is 5 for 25 and 200 on the season. Does have 4 RBI and a double. High there.
Miller, do you have anything on our pitcher for Penn State today?
Yes, Paul Stiegler, freshman. 15 innings pitched, 16 hits allowed, and 10 earned runs for a 5.87 ERA. But I have to tell you that Penn State Mont Alto uses not nearly all of their team pitching, Brian. In fact, it appears that at least 15 different Mont Alto players have seen the mound this year. That's fouled straight back from Heckard. Drives it to the gap.
All right.
Takes an interesting hop, but that looks like looked like he was going to get there either way through the hole.
All right, that's rolled an E4 by the official scorebook.
I got what you said.
This brings up Gabe Arellano.
The Lancaster native.
Senior, 7 of 31, hitting 226 on the year. Does have a double and 2 RBI. Just outside, that was a nice pitch. Had some good movement there for Stiegler. He is 1-1 on the season, as I mentioned. 11 strikeouts and 15 innings pitched, but 10 earned runs. High and outside. High. Heckard goes for 2.
He's out.
And he's thrown out at second base. And 3-1 count, 1 down with the caught stealing there. Nice pitch.
That's a full count.
Brings it full. And high, and Arellano takes the base. Bringing up Connor Graham, we called him, what did we call him last game? The Twitter All-Star?
Something like that. Yeah, he's all over the place on Twitter.
And actually, one of the best places to keep up with the Knights is Connor's Twitter feed. But we were certainly glad to have him on a team. I mean, Brian, a 485 average, a 528 on base. That's a higher on-base percentage than Mike Trout. 1 home run, 11 RBIs, 16 hits on 33 at-bats, 2 triples this season.
One thing about Connor is
8 steals.
Connor uses the whole field. So, I mean, he's a good player to have in the 3-hole. Advance the runners. Good player all around.
Very lucky to have Mr. Graham on the squad. Connor's from Dunkirk, Maryland. And he nearly got picked off at first. Arellano really has to watch that secondary lead there. Jacoby, a senior, definitely has a nice arm behind the plate there.
Yeah.
And they're keeping an eye on Arellano.
Yeah. I mean, if you look over there, he has his lead is significant. He has a significant lead over there.
And calls a strike.
Ooh. That ball had some
outside.
That ball had some heavy movement on it.
And they run it full. A big hitter here early on for the Knights, down 2-0.
All right, come on, Stu. Win the battle. Win the battle.
3-2. Graham stays alive.
Right at the backstop here, Miller.
Well, we kind of talked about this on Friday, but I always like when it gets fouled straight back and seeing the reaction of the people behind home plate. Fortunately, we're out of the camera view. We don't have to worry about if we flinch or not. And low, ball 4.
And now
Bringing up Chris Rosario, team leader in offensive categories like doubles, second in home runs, 2 RBIs, hitting .379, a .455 on base percentage, well almost an 1100 OPS. Chris Rosario, there's no doubt about it, one of our key players.
I talked to Chris earlier today, and he said he was really looking forward to how this weather's going to cooperate.
Right through the hole, that should score a run. Arellano.
He's on his horse.
The throw to the plate. Oh, he drops it.
He is safe.
He may have been out there, but fumbled there by the catcher Jacoby. And a single for Rosario there.
RBI single.
Plates Arellano.
The good part is Connor Graham ended up on third base there.
Graham, a first to third there, pretty big. And Rosario, the single and the RBI.
All right, Jared.
Now we have our DH stepping in the plate. Another big, heavy hitter for us.
I mean, almost as beautiful of a day as you could ask for here.
Yeah.
Mr. Christiana. And a rope to
Well,
left.
that's a fair ball down the left field.
And that's going to score Graham. Rosario gets into third. And Rivera with a double. And the RBI. Chris Kiefer up to bat. Kiefer, the sophomore, hitting 263 on the season. No home runs, 6 RBIs. Does have 5 steals, Brian. That's the one thing I got to say for Central Penn. 38 steals in just 9 games. They are running wild out there.
It's good to see Chris Kiefer back in a Central Penn uniform. Last season he wasn't here, but the year before he was on the team, and it's a good return.
Well, and he's certainly bringing some experience.
Yeah.
A little high there. Stiegler is getting himself into some trouble early. 2 rope shots and 2 walks. And really has not retired anybody. Did get the caught stealing, but all 5 men have reached base thus far for the Knights. And that one's outside. 3-1 count to Kiefer. And if I'm Kiefer here, I'm laying off this pitch. Prove to me you can get it over. And he heeds my advice. And that will load the bases
For Cam
Woodard. Cam, a senior, plays a little third, plays a little outfield, hitting 222 on a season. No homers, 4 RBIs, 4 steals.
He plays everywhere on the field. Remember last year when we were covering these games, Cam was in left field last year.
Yeah.
And now he's playing second. You say he plays some third. It's a good utility player for everywhere. Kind of like a Lance Nix for the Yankees back in.
Fairly obscure reference,
Yeah.
but I'll take it.
If you think about D. Gordon, he plays all over the field now. Second, left, center, right.
Well, I mean, that's what baseball's moving to. They really want to utilize their full 25, and very few guys will start every game. There he had, that's his first strike in a little while, and a big rip from Woodard comes up empty.
I mean, look at
Runs the count to 1-1.
Look at what the Yankees are doing right now with LeMahieu, and Tulowitzi's going to play some first base. Well, he's on the IL right now.
Yeah, they're in some trouble here. Hello.
Here you go.
Right back at us. Fortunately, there's a fence between the batters and the commentators.
One ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 count. Bases loaded. Only 1 out. That one looked a little out of the zone, but Woodard protecting the plate does go down swinging. That brings us up to our 8th hitter, Peyton Paletti, the catcher. Paletti hitting .333 on the season, 5 RBI.
The pitcher's starting to throw harder now.
Sometimes it takes a little while to get warmed up.
I think he's getting a little frustrated out on the mound as well. I mean he has bases loaded.
Again, outside of Woodard there, he hasn't retired anyone. There is 2 down. Hecker did get caught stealing. Imagine if Hecker wouldn't have gotten caught stealing. This could have been a huge inning here for the Knights. And it looks like they gave him that outside pitch there to bring the count to 3-1. But again, can you swing here? Brian, do you think he gets the green light?
Oh, yeah. He did get the green light.
High heat did get the green light and came up empty. 3-2. Bases loaded. 2 down. Big hitter here for the Knights. Game tied at 2. And the runners go. And Paletti back up
nice
the box.
single up the middle.
And with those runners going, that's going to score 2. And Paletti legging for 2. What a play.
Oh.
But the runs did score.
Yeah, we'll take that.
And that'll be a single.
Brought home Rosario and Rivera.
And that's going to be 4 runs for the Knights. I don't mind seeing Paletti trying to take that extra base there.
I don't blame him. That's good aggressiveness on the base passes. All right, Miller. It's a big time of the year, you know, and commencement's going to be coming soon, and it will be on Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Forum in Harrisburg. And another big thing that Central Penn College has going is a new esports team. The team competes in the Collegiate Rainbow Siege League and plays against other schools such as Dickinson College, Cincinnati University, and the University of Akron. If you're interested in joining the team, attend the weekly gaming club meetings on Thursdays at 4 p.m. in ATEC 306.
4-2 here. Pico really had a troubling first inning there. Didn't allow a hit, but did 2 hit by pitches, an error, and a walk.
Yeah.
So no hits. But unfortunately was a little wild. Hit the first player of the game, Colby Black, in the head. So while we are taking a 4-2 lead after 1, I'm hoping that he was just maybe a little jittery, and maybe the second inning will be what it takes.
Jitters out.
And that's going to bring Caleb Leggett, the left fielder, up to the plate. Little high, little inside there. Leggett, a senior, hitting .229 on the season, 11 hits and 48 at-bats. Does have 14 walks, so he does have nearly a 400 on-base percentage there, Mr. Cristiano.
Pico just had it through a nice curveball for a strike there. It was real good curve on break.
A chopper going to third. Kiefer makes it look routine there to Rosario.
Got him.
The 5-3 put out.
Yeah, it was a good play by Chris Kiefer.
Next up is second baseman Chance McClure. McClure, a sophomore. He's hitting .221 on the season, 15 hits and 68 at-bats, no home runs, 9 RBI. This looks to be an early offensive showdown here.
Yeah.
We are here for 2 games here today, viewers. We will be back in about 15 minutes after the final pitch of this one. 2 7-inning affairs, as we do in college.
Yeah. It's a good day to have a doubleheader. The wind's moving from right to left.
You can say that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can hear that in the background as well, everyone.
Breathe down a little. Stand up and make come on.
And gets away from McClure. It's going to go back to the top of the order for Black. Black hit by pitch and had a steal in the first inning. Hopefully, he seems fine. I mean, I think it was an off-speed pitch that did hit him, but man, you never want to see someone getting hit in the top of the head.
Yeah.
Checking on the runner there at first.
And then after the game, also we'll have some pictures put up online of today's action from our good photographer, Mr. Andrew Day. And they called a balk on Michael Pico. Coach Stern's gonna come out. Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder, tomorrow is Club Fair, annual Central Penn College event. It will be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the ATEC building, and pizza will be provided.
And we, as the Nightly News, are always looking for new members. If you're interested in being a part of our sports broadcasts, our Nightly News podcast, or writing for the Nightly News, please stop by and let us know. We look forward to seeing you. Brian, I'm sure you'll be there.
I'm going to be with a couple tables, but I'm going to be with the Nightly News and then Residence Life. So there's going to be all over the place.
I'll tell you what, McClure is getting a heck of a lead off second base there on that secondary lead. Looks like at this point, with that secondary lead, a base hit could score him.
Yeah.
Making sure Coach Stern is awake down in the dugout there. Lined foul.
Coach Stern and Coach Brown.
And that's pulled deep. Just foul. That was a amazing shot there. Black does have a home run on the season. Hunter Martin, the 5-hole hitter, leads the team with 4. And high again. Out of play. Definitely guarding the plate there with 2 strikes.
He's swinging early on the pitches, Colby. That last one was a real early swing.
And pop foul. Runner goes.
Paletti's throw. Oh,
Very close.
that wasn't very close, but that was a very
Does
nice throw.
get in there with the steal. And a 2-2 count to Colby Black. 1 down in the top of the second. And Kiefer cannot keep in front of it. Run will score. E5 from the official score there on Kiefer. And that makes it 4-3 Knights. 1 down, top 2. Central Penn on a 3-game winning streak. They're 3-6 on the season. Mont Alto 8 of 9 with an 8-game, just coming off an 8-game winning streak. They're 16-12 on the season. Nick Jacoby showed his arm in the field, but did fly out in the first inning for 0-1 on the day. And checks on the runner there at first. Black 7 steals out of 7 on the season, so he can run.
Yeah. We'll see today how aggressive Mont Alto is on the base passes.
High and tight. Pico, he's just staying high in the zone.
Because we know how aggressive Bob Stern has this team. So, yeah, we'll see how Penn State is on the base passes.
And fouls it straight back.
Last time he flied out to the left fielder.
Interestingly enough, Brian, Pico has not allowed a hit. Couple of errors, couple of walks. And that one's deep.
That is
Deep
really
center.
Christian Fulp.
Fulp tracking it though. Good catch. And falls over the fence. Does get the ball back in. It looks like what a turn of events there. What an amazing catch there
great
from
play.
Fulp. The runner does tag. That could be the play of the year so far for the Knights. The runner does advance to second though.
Yeah.
There does seem to be, there are 2 outs now. Topper, no home runs, 19 RBIs for a 4.08 average on the season. And it's 4-3 Knights. Let's hope that advance of that runner there doesn't come back to bite the Knights. But nonetheless, what a play by Fulp. Almost kind of reminds you of right field in Fenway.
Yeah, honestly.
The Torrey Hunter play from a few years back.
Great player.
When he fell into the bullpen. High and tight again from Pico.
Come on, Pico.
It's 3-0. Big pitch here for Pico because you do not want to face Yonker. Beautiful pitch. Looked like a
Good
change
location.
there.
Good location.
Works the count to 3-1. Stays alive.
And we have a full count.
Brings it to 3-2. Brian, what's your background with baseball? I know we've asked you this before.
Yeah,
but
well, I mean, played different junior high and high school, and then
played in high school?
very little. I played my freshman year. That was it. And then
Did you get a letter?
no, it was a JV. They didn't take any vars. That's high and deep.
The drive to left. Ground rule double there. That will score black, and that will tie the ball game.
But yeah, and then
First hit there allowed by Pico.
I do a lot of different stuff with helping out with Mount Carmel area with my dad coaching JV and varsity. So
Your dad coaches baseball.
oh yeah, always has. He was played at he did a lot of different stuff with Susquehanna and football, baseball, and now he's with Mount Carmel area. So I like to keep up to date with all them because I mean my school doesn't have baseball anymore. So basketball was always where it was at.
So you've been around the game most of your life.
Oh yeah.
And I know you're a big fan as well.
Yeah, I mean, worked for the Senators last year. That was always a great time. And
Big cut.
just love the sport in general, man. It's always enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I played from 6 to about 15, and I called some games when I was at Slippery Rock my senior year. I was one of the color commentators, and honored that I'm able to do this for the Knights now, many years later. Always been a big fan of baseball.
Yeah.
I play fantasy for almost 20 years now.
I didn't do fantasy baseball this year. But one thing, and I'm sure a lot of kids would enjoy doing a fantasy sports club at the school. I think it'd be something different than like an event for the term would be having like a draft.
Heads up.
fouls it straight back. Right almost in the press box here. Yonker 402 on a season, almost an 1150 OPS, 10 doubles, 5 triples, and right at the second baseman, and the second baseman cannot come up with it.
That's gonna score the run.
Topper scores.
Tied score.
And that puts Mont Alto back in the lead, 5-4.
That'd be an error.
E4 on the last one.
Curveball for strike one.
Right? You were whipping it. Watch your hand, damn it. Watch the target.
Martin fouls it straight back. Martin flew out in the first. He's 0 for 1. 384 average. Leads the team in home runs.
Wow.
The senior, 4 home runs, 19 batted in.
It's a good place to have him, 5th in the lineup.
Well, especially with Yonker hitting
Yeah.
4. Their 4-5 here is probably as good
Yeah.
as anybody we're going to face. And that's deep. And that's another ground rule
Oh,
double.
they rolled out a home run.
All right, home run for Martin. And adds to that home run total.
Next year, 3, let's get it. Good job, Hunter. Nice hit. Nice job, Hunter.
And that makes it 7-4. Certainly not the
Come on, Breeze.
pitching match duel that we saw on Friday, kind of going in the other direction. And high from Peacock. 7-4 here, Brian, and
Pop up.
and this is a long run here. Cannot come up with it.
Stand up
But,
double.
but Graham does get it back in.
Come on, AJ, get him in.
D-
He is very busy out there today.
brings up freshman AJ Millar, 257, 1 home run, 12 RBI on the season. And Stern visits the mound. And that's going to be all.
Now we're going to have Enslin come in the game to pitch.
Seven runs, Brian, but it doesn't look like more than one of those is going to be earned with the errors that Central Penn had in the field. Definitely a tough outing for Pico today. But we're going to need him the rest of the season, so let's hope he rebounds.
Miller, Central Penn College has been in the news recently for the free housing initiative for the 2019-2020 academic year. Central Penn College is offering free housing to new students, both freshmen and transfer students who attend full-time and choose to live on campus. For more information about the free housing initiative, go to centralpenn.edu/free housing.
Yeah, we definitely did get a lot of press from that.
Yeah, it was good to see CBS, Fox 43, ABC 27.
And I think it's unique. I think it's something that's going to bring this school some increased students, especially on-campus students. That could lead to a lot of different things. That could lead to increased club membership, new clubs, more athletes on our athletic programs. I mean, there's just really no downside. All right, 2 down. This is the 9th batter to the plate here. Remember, A.J. Millar, a freshman. Millar from Central Dolphin High School here in Harrisburg. Big cut, comes up empty.
One more. Come on, kid. One more.
Come on, get out of this inning, buddy.
And he struck him out. Enslin comes in and closes the inning, but unfortunately, Brian, the damage was done in that inning. And after
Nearly batted around.
Yeah, they did bat around. After, you know, the top of the second, it's going to be 7-4.
Yeah.
Mont Alto.
All right, Miller. Another big event coming up will be OTA Day on May 8th. This event is for prospective students who are interested in becoming occupational therapy assistants. Stay tuned for more information. And also, we talked about earlier commencement. A reminder that it is on Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. in the Forum in Harrisburg. And then tomorrow is also Word Wednesday. I was told earlier by the department to share that again with everybody. Well, with Club Fair going on tomorrow, it's going to be, I'm not 100% what they're going to be having it on, but I know at week 2 they'll definitely be picking that back up.
Yeah, that's actually part of the Sexual Assault Awareness Week that's being run by the Title IX office. All right. After all of that, Christian Fulp's going to lead off. Knights down 7-4. Fulp, Heckard, Arellano. Fulp hasn't hit yet today. Heckard reached on an error, was caught stealing, and Arellano walked and scored. So let's see if we can get some offense here as we are down by 3. Straight back and caught by the catcher. And Fulp is retired. That brings Heckard to the plate. Heckard reached on an error and was picked off on at second last inning, trying to steal. Heckard also from Central Dolphin High School. I wonder if himself and Millar played on the same team. Be interesting for them if they're going to reconnect. Straight back and grounds out to second. Brian, this weekend, Central Penn will travel to Bucks County on Sunday and has a doubleheader next Monday at Scotland Prep. So 4 games. Our next broadcast will be Friday the 19th of April.
Be a beautiful day.
I certainly hope so. 2 quick outs, but Arellano back up the box and does get a single.
Hey, 2 innings, 1 for 1 because of the walk earlier. It's a good stat line for Gabe.
Brings up Connor Graham. Graham hitting 485 on the season, 1 home run, 11 RBI. Unbelievably over a 1,200 OPS.
Uh-oh.
Grounds to third. And that quick. The 5-4 put out. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And after 2, the score remains Penn State Mont Alto 7, Central Penn Knights 4.
All right. Closer Look weekend will be on Friday, April 26th and Saturday, April 27th. And that will include accepted students and their families. During Closer Look, students will have the opportunity to take your placement exam, talk to a financial aid counselor, and make lasting new friendships, and even tour our super suites. Registration is required at centralpenn.edu. Please register today. And then I know I talked about it earlier, but a reminder that OTA Day is on May 8th.
Well, Enslin back out there to start the third. Did get us out of a jam there last inning with a quick strikeout. And Caleb Leggett will come up to the plate. Senior, 229 average, no home runs, 6 RBI. Leggett from Williamsport, Maryland.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like, yeah.
Not quite. All right, let's see what Enslin can do here. You know, Enslin, a really rough start to the season. 14 earned in 5 innings pitched for a 23 ERA. Certainly looked good there, that first batter. Nice pitch there. Leggett takes.
2-1.
Count is 2-1. Pulled that foul. Photographer had to jump out of the way there. And the big strikeout there from Enslin, striking out 2 in a row.
That'll lower the ERA.
It certainly will. Chance McClure will come up, walked, stole a base, and scored last inning. Chance is a sophomore. He's hitting 221, no home runs, 9 RBI on the season, 15 hits and 68 at-bats. Little high there from Enslin. And that's a deep drive, deep left field. And that is a ground rule double. Graham could not come up with it out there. He's having some tough times out there in the outfield. He's getting some shots to him out there. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with that one.
The wind is definitely not on his side today.
The ground rule double there for McClure, and that brings us back to the top of the lineup for Colby Black. Colby hit by a pitch, scored on an error, reached base on an error, and has scored 2 runs. One down. We're top 3. It's 7-4. Mont Alto. And hit batsman. That's 2 hit by pitch there for Black today. Enslin started off with 2 strikeouts, since a deep shot to left it turned into a ground rule double and a hit by pitch. I'll tell you, Jacoby gave it a ride last time, but is 0 for 2 on the day with 2 flyouts. And that goes through the hole at third. That'll score a run, and that pitch was errant. That throw-in was errant, and they'll get a base.
Wow.
So that looks like it'll be a single and an E5. McClure scores. Black to third. Jacoby reaches second.
Both our photographers moving.
Where do you want me to stand?
Almost got hit by the ball twice.
Big strike there from Enslin.
Oh, beautiful play.
What a play by Graham.
Bring the run in. Black will score.
Yeah.
Cold play. I said it. Where's Jacoby?
Fouls it off there, Yonker. Just foul.
Man, they're making Andrew Day. Put him on his toes.
Yonker walked, reached on an error, and scored in the second. 2 down here, 2 in for Mont Alto. And Yonker gets drilled. And that'll be first and second here. It is 9-4 Mont Alto. Enslin shaky at this point, and right down the line.
Ball.
That's going to be a double. Jacoby scores. Yonker to third. Hunter Martin with a double. Chase Fisher up to the bat. Outside there, Fisher reached on an error and hit a double. Is 1 for 1 on the day. Two down, 2 on. Enslin struck out Leggett to start the inning and then went double, hit by pitch single before Brady Topper grounded out. Straight back for a foul. big pitch here, 2-1.
High pop-up.
And Christian Fulp, the putout.
Them? 10.
All right, after the top of the third, that is Mont Alto 10, Central Penn 4.
All right, Miller. If you have young children, how does a free movie and free popcorn sound? Pretty good, right? Central Penn's Family Flick film series shows recent kid-friendly films every third Saturday of the month in the Capitol Blue Cross Theater. The next film is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse on Saturday, April 20th from 2 to 4 p.m. The event is free and open to the public.
You tell him, Brian.
That was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
You know what's funny is I actually took my son to see that. I didn't realize it was a cartoon until we got into the theater.
Yeah.
And it started and it was a cartoon and I said, this wasn't what I signed up for. But I actually really enjoyed it. We both really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and with Avengers coming out soon, it's a good time to be a Marvel fan.
You know, it's funny. I've never gotten into any of those films. And I you know what? I love the original Spider-Mans. I love the
Tobey Maguire.
I love the Dark Knight series. But for some reason, I tried to watch some of the. I like the original Iron Man, but I tried to watch like the Captain America stuff. I just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm in the minority, obviously.
10-4.
Okay. Rosario to the plate. Singled an RBI in the first. First pitch swinging there from Rosario. (10-4). Mont Alto leads. A little inside there to Rosario. Rosario deep drive, but is brought in. Oh, he dropped it inside.
Wow.
And Rosario, heads up play, running to second. Wasn't happy with that.
Oh, it's an E8.
That's not one you see very often there, Brian. But Central Penn will certainly take it down 6. Rivera with a double and an RBI in the first inning. Kiefer will be on deck, and then we'll see Cam Woodard. Rivera, 231 on the season, 3 home runs, leads the team, and 7 RBIs. Does have 10 strikeouts, but does have a .412 on base percentage. Trying to find out what the call was there. Head coach Sean Kissel questioning the official call there. This is Kissel's first season at the helm of Mont Alto, but does have 15 years of coaching experience and co-founded and coached the Renegades Athletic Club of Chambersburg, and he's been there for the last 5 seasons. Rosario reaches on the E8. That's a 2-base error there, Brian.
That might be the spark that we needed.
I mean, the offense really hasn't been the issue thus far.
Yeah.
Hit by pitch and walks. I mean, we have to have 4 or 5 hit by pitch in this game. And Rivera high pop. This wind is really wreaking havoc. And he reaches on an error. Not really sure who to give the error to there.
The pitcher.
We'll give it to the pitcher there, although the pitcher almost never is going to catch that ball and typically called off by the shortstop.
Yeah.
maybe that's why there was some miscommunication there. So first and second, either way you slice it. Kiefer takes the strike, reached on a walk. Snap throw back to first. Kobe likes to use that snap throw there. He's definitely got a cannon. And Kiefer quickly in the hole 0-2. Low. That'll be a 1-2 count.
Good opportunity for Kiefer to bring in some runs, and again, like you said, the spark that we really need.
Brian, I got to tell you, thus far this season, offense really hasn't been the concern. Our offense has been, you know, short of some early season struggles from Fulp and Heckard offensively.
Yeah.
Our offense has been really quite fantastic.
Beautiful curveball.
And he strikes out. For the first out of the inning, Cam Woodard is going to come up. Did strike out in the first inning. First and second, thanks to 2 errors from Mont Alto, with that wind playing a little havoc with the fly balls. I mean, I suppose that could be an interesting strategy. Nice pitch there from Stegler. 10-4. Bottom 3 here. We're going to play 2 today, as Ernie Banks often asked us to do.
Starting to see some drops come down though.
Big cut. Comes up empty. Stegler out of the stretch here. Off-speed pitch, and there's another pop-up. But it is pulled down successfully. Coletti will be up with 2 down. Side there. Coletti did hit the single, 2 RBI in the first. Inside there. Coletti, Brian, definitely a wonderful addition to the team.
Yes. It was a good replacement for Drew Myers, who was here last season. And now Coletti, good defensive catcher. He does a lot of travel baseball in the off-season.
Good communication there from Mont Alto. The put out there from the third baseman. And that will retire the side. 2 errors there, no hits, but 10-4, Penn State Mont Alto.
All right, Career Services Annual Business Partner of the Year breakfast will be held from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday, June 4th in the Central Penn College Conference Center. This is a great way to network with students, alumni, faculty, and staff, and representatives from a wide array of businesses. This year's event features a bit of a twist, as we will be honoring 2 students as interns of the year. The 2-hour event features a buffet breakfast followed by a full agenda, which includes a town hall meeting where the attendees get to learn from one another. You'll have an opportunity to express your opinion on a wide variety of topics, or to simply sit back and listen to what others have to say. At past events, some employer representatives have been so impressed with the way our students presented themselves during the town hall meeting that they approached the students afterwards and indicated that they wanted to speak with them about joining the company. Look for further announcements and registration information as the date approaches. In the meantime, contact Career Services at centralpenn.edu or call us at 717-728-2467 if you have questions about the Business Partner of the Year breakfast.
You know, Brian, I hope that's something you're considering going to. That's actually one of my favorite events of the year. What's interesting about that is Career Services will actually partner you or attempt to partner you with people in your field.
That's great.
Brian, I can't, you hear this from me enough in class, but I can't stress enough the importance of going to these networking events, these job fairs, as a way to expand your network.
Yeah.
This is how jobs are found. I mean, even just today, I represented Central Penn College at the Future Business Leaders of America competition. The States, I was a judge for community service project, and today I was a judge for broadcast journalism.
Okay.
So it was a pretty incredible to see these kids, but I'll tell you, I made some excellent connections today. In fact, met someone out of the governor's office that had potential job shadows coming up.
That's great. And there's a substitution for Central Penn College. The returning Freddie Barr is at second base now.
Number 21, A.J. Millar from Harrisburg, the designated hitter. It's 10-4 here. And that one's taken for a ride. I'm hoping that somebody didn't park over there.
Yeah, that was a...
That is gone. And Millar with the second home run of the game for Penn State Mont Alto. Hunter Martin homered in the second. Millar here in the fourth. And that makes it 11-4. Way inside. Leggett quick to get out of the way. Nice off-speed pitch there. And that one's got some carry, but Fulp reels it in for 1 out. Brings us to the 9-hitter, Chance McClure.
Tried a ground rule double last inning, and then with a walk.
Walk, a steal, a double, 2 runs. Not bad for your number 9 hitter. And high and tight. Tell you what, Penn State Mont Alto definitely has to be paying attention out there.
Yeah.
Nice pitch there, catches the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Back up the box, that'll be a base hit. Back to the top of the order for Colby Black. 2 hit by pitch, reached on an error, and has a steal with 3 runs scored. That's really what you want your leadoff hitter to do. Get on base, run, and score runs.
Yeah, get the power hitters up to drive you in.
And especially with the 3, 4, 5 hitters that Mont Alto have. I mean, Enslin's got just such a great off-speed pitch there.
Yeah.
When he goes to the heat, though, he's a little erratic with that, especially high. And a strike. Paletti keeping McClure honest on first. Top 4, it's 11-4, Mont Alto. Little bit inside there. Haven't really gotten to see Black swing the bat too much here, Brian. Did reach on an error in the second. And that was a nice shot down the third baseline. Little high there. Brings the count to 2-2 after he started off with 2 quick strikes.
The runner over at first, he has a good lead over there.
McClure, 3 steals on the season.
Ground ball, third base.
Kiefer, nice dig. Back to
Freddie Barr.
Freddie Barr just came in the game, makes a nice play there. So 5-4 put out. And Black reaches on a fielder's choice. Brings up catcher Nick Jacoby, 2 flyouts. And a base hit in the third. Scored last inning. And a foul. Jacoby, 16 RBI, hitting 298 this season with 9 doubles. 25 hits on 84 plate appearances. He appears to be their everyday catcher.
Yeah.
And he's got a gun back there.
Yeah.
Caught stealing Heckard in the first and nearly picked off 2 runners at first. Enslin, Jacoby just gets a piece.
Oh, 2 count. See what Enslin does here.
I'd go back off speed.
Yeah.
He's been able to throw that with command. High and tight again with the heat. He's repeating his delivery. Unfortunately, he's just not hitting the strike zone.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the key when you're pitching, Brian. I was never much of a pitcher.
Oh, I'm with you on that one, Miller.
And did throw another fastball there outside. Now, after this is the second straight batter that he's got 2 quick strikes on, and let him get back to 2-2.
There you go.
Big
Strike
cut.
him out.
And retires the side with that strikeout, but not before AJ Millar goes deep, and that brings the score to Central Penn 4, Penn State Mont Alto 11.
Alrighty. For the 5th straight year, Central Penn College earned the military-friendly school designation. Currently, Central Penn has 69 students who are either veterans or who are active in the military or National Guard. The Student Veterans of America Club is accepting new members. Students must be veterans or active military to join. For more information about the club, contact Student Success Coach and Club Advisor Dan Garissi at 717-728-2367.
And honored that Nightly News Club member Parker Rose out serving in the National Guard currently.
Yeah, he'll be out for a couple weeks. He's with the National Guard, so.
And that's something that's interesting, Brian, about our school is that we are absolutely understanding of when people have these types of obligations and do everything we can to support them.
We miss you, Parker. We really do.
All right, Brian, you're going to be joining me here for another inning, but we're going to hear from Tyler Coleman here in the 6th. So, and we'll have you back in game 2. 11-4 here, Mont Alto lead. And Christian Fulp flew out last inning to lead off. Unfortunately, Fulp really getting off to a slow start. Fulp only hitting .080 on the season, 2 hits and 25 at bats, only 1 RBI, does have 3 steals. And no better time to break out of that slump than now. I'll tell you, Stigler definitely struggled early, but I got to tell you, over the last 2 innings, he's definitely settled down a little bit and really would have got out of last inning much easier with, if not for the 2 errors from his fielders. Ooh. Nice curveball there, but just outside the strike zone.
That ball had some weird movement on it.
Hey, Christian's got quite the curveball himself, though. And fouls it off. I gotta tell you, you're taking your car and your risk if you're parking out here behind the stadium or, frankly, in left field.
Yeah.
There's like 20 cars out there. I guess that's why they make car insurance.
Yeah. That's why you go to the General.
The General, not a paid spokesman of this broadcast. And a shot to center. That will be caught, though, by the center fielder. Nice drive there by Fulp. Nice to see. Unfortunately, right at someone. That brings up Quentin Heckard. Quentin Heckard reached on an error in the first, caught stealing, and grounded out in the second. 11-4 ball game here, bottom 4. Playing 2 7s today. And what a shot there from Heckard, again right at the left fielder. And that's 2 quick outs for Mont Alto. Definitely both gave him a ride. Unfortunately, right at people.
Yeah.
Brings up Gabe Arellano. Gabe walked and scored in the first and had a single in the second. So 1 for 1 on the day with 1 run scored.
Blowing outside on that one.
Pleased to be with you here, Paul Miller, Brian Cristiano. You also hear from Tyler Coleman here coming up soon. Brian, very fortunate that we've have this opportunity.
Yeah.
How many games did you get to do last year? Did you do all of them?
I was at every one with you guys last year.
Well, I wasn't at every one, so I think you actually did more than I did last year.
Yeah, because last year Davis and I did one. Tom and I did one with Dave.
And Tom will be here next Friday.
Yep.
Little low, 3-1 count. It'd be great to get Arellano here with on base with Graham, Rosario, and Rivera to follow. But with 2 down, and that's way high, and that'll be a walk.
It's his second walk of the day. So Arellano, one for one.
I'll tell you, Graham, statistically, our best offensive player in terms of average.
Yeah.
It's had a tough go of it today. A walk and a ground out. Graham, a flare to right. That's going to land. Arellano's going to take for third. Arellano excellent on the first to third there with the flare from Connor Graham, and that brings two guys on base for power hitter Chris Rosario. Chris, single in the first, an RBI, reached on in third on an E8. And two guys on, 2 outs. This is a big spot here for the Knights. Rosario, sophomore, first baseman, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 379 average with a 724 slugging percentage.
Another Lancaster native.
And he was going for that first pitch there. Came up a little empty. But a good cut. Off speed, Rosario skies it. That's not the easiest play for the center fielder, but it's made. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Penn State Mont Alto. And after 4, Mont Alto 11, Central Penn 4.
All right, Miller. Central Penn College's Lancaster Center is a sponsor of the YWCA's 21st Race Against Racism, an annual 5K run and walk through historic Lancaster. The race is scheduled for Saturday, April 27th at 9 a.m. starting in Musser Park. Lancaster is home to the longest consecutive running Race Against Racism in the U.S. If interested in participating, contact Lancaster Center Director Judith Till. And interested in a healthcare career, Central Penn offers 2-year programs in physical therapy assistant, occupational therapy assistant, and medical assisting, as well as a bachelor's program in healthcare management. For more information, visit our website at centralpenn.edu.
With authority. Enslin back out there for part of his 3rd inning. We're going to have the heart of the order. Topper, Yonker, and Martin. Let's see, Brady Topper, a double, 1 for 2 on the day. Also hit by a pitch, so has reached base twice and scored twice. And we are reaching the top of the 5th inning here. Looks like we might get lucky with the rain. It looks like it's passing just over us to the east. I'm sure you guys can see out there in left field those menacing clouds, but just above us, we got blue skies.
Yeah.
Brian, again, it is my honor to be out here with you. Wouldn't want to spend my afternoon with anyone else other than you here calling Central Penn baseball. Thanks.
I'm glad I'm here with you as well, and all our great staff here. Again, we want to thank Dylan Kleintop, Tyler Coleman, Andrew Day, our new athletic director, Michael Mill, and our good friend, Jerry Billard.
Yeah, we miss Jerry out there on the field. The season's not over. Maybe we can convince him to get a jersey on. Just told that's not a possibility at all.
Can't add anyone to the roster.
All right, well, Topper, not the guy you want to walk there to get to Yonker. Yonker has reached base 3 times. That's his 2 consecutive hit by pitch there. That's his 2nd hit by pitch. Reached on a walk. Basically, he's walked 3 times and reached on an error. You know, obviously you don't want to hit him there, but with the way he's been hitting, I guess taking the hit by pitch is not the worst thing that could have happened. But with no outs, this is a dire straits here for the Knights. Down 7 runs, and already 1st and 2nd after 2 hit by pitch. Hunter Martin, home run, 2 RBI, did double last inning. That ball is outside. So 2 straight hit batsmen and runs the count to 3-0 here. And walks the bases loaded.
I think time is called.
Could that be all for Enslin? Here. Looks like Enslin's gonna get a long leash here, Brian.
I think at this point, Coach Stern is just like, please get us out of this inning. Let's get back up in the batter's box.
Two hit by pitch and a walk. Get through the heart of the order, brings it back to Chase Fisher. Fisher a double, a fly out, and reach base on an error. Fisher, the freshman. 512 Fisher's hitting on the season. That's incredible. 42 out of 82. And fouls that one off, out of play.
Outside.
And they're loaded with nobody out. And that's a shot to center. That's going to get down. Fulp looking for the force at third. Nice throw, but to no avail. Runners move up. Fisher continues his unbelievable season here. What's up, Millar? Well, he struck out in the first and second. Last time he hit a round tripper. And then chop right through the hole, and that's going to score 2 runs.
Oh, that gets past him.
And gets past Graham and left all the way to the wall. That's going to score everyone. It's like a single and an error on Graham. 3 RBI. 14-4 Mont Alto. Brings up Caleb Leggett. 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. In fact, the only player for Mont Alto that has not reached base today. And that's a high fly ball to center. Fulp makes the catch. Surprised that Millard took that much of a secondary lead there with Fulp's arm, but finally somebody out here in the 5th. McClure, a single, a double, a reach base on a walk, scored twice, and a steal. Not bad for the number 9 hole hitter for Mont Alto. Quick strike there from Enslin. And the shot foul. 14-4 here. Top 5. We're at In the Net in Palmyra. Beautiful 70-degree day. Little wind. Looks like we avoided the thunderstorm. Got a couple of drops, but and Enslin. Boy, McClure certainly must have saw his life flash before his eyes there on that last pitch. And right through the hole on the other side. And here comes Millar. And the throw to the plate. Well, stops Millar in his tracks. Nice throw there by Arellano to hold the runner. But McClure, 3 for 3. And back to the top of the order for Colby Black.
Ground ball.
And right to Heckert, it's short.
There's one.
Nice play to get an out. Fielder's choice there for Black.
It's his second consecutive fielder's choice.
I mean, he's reached base 5 times, but is yet to have a base hit. 2 hit by pitch, an error, and 2 fielder's choice. But hey, I'll take reaching base 5 times anytime.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that, Miller.
Not in
honestly.
5 consecutive innings.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
And Jacoby, he's 1 for 4 on the day with a strikeout, 2 flyouts, and a single. Did score a run in third. And right through the hole there. Looks like Heckert could have been a little bit out of position there, trying to hold the runner. And a double for Jacoby. Black scores there.
Hold up, step off.
Two outs, but they've now batted around for a second time in this game. Goes to the backstop, but Jacoby holds. Deep drive to left. And that is gone. Brady Topper with the home run, scoring 2. That's 16 to 4. And Yonker, again, he's reached base 4 times with no hits. 2 hit by pitch, 1 walk, and an error. That's really what I think to me is the big issue here with Central Penn. The multiple hit batsmen here. Believe 5 hit batsmen here. All of them scored. I mean, that's to me, all but 1 scored off being hit by the pitch. 6 hit batsmen, 5 of them have scored. And it looks like that's going to be all for Enslin. Looks like Barr is going to come in.
The returning Freddie Barr.
Tell us a little bit about Freddie Barr here, Brian.
Freddie, he's from the Long Island area in New York. He played a couple of years ago for the Knights, and he has come back this season, IT major, and he loves those Mets.
Well, they're certainly looking pretty good to start the season here.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Oh, of course, the Yankees.
Now, how did you end up being a Yankee fan, being from Pennsylvania?
I mean, how did you end up being a Cubs fan from PA?
I could tell you the story, but it would take a little while. I was actually a Mets fan when I was a kid, and when the strike of '94 happened, before you were born, a lot of people really got out of baseball, and I was one of them. Until the late 90s, when Sosa and McGuire's home run chase brought a lot of people back to the game.
Yeah.
And from there, I just gravitated to the Cubs.
I mean,
I've been a Cubs fan for about 20 years.
Mine was Jeter. I mean, it seems like he was everybody's role model when he was playing, and I mean, I'm included on that list. I will.
Classy guy, Jeter is. Not really sure about his management style in
I don't
Florida.
Yeah,
Miami. Well, Brian Yonker, 0 for 0 today, but has reached base 4 times. And hit by a pitch and scored earlier this inning. Martin will be on deck. And straight into center field.
Base hit.
That he must have heard me saying he hadn't gotten a hit yet. 5 consecutive times reaching base for Yonker. And it's 16-4 here. In a game the Knights would rather forget. And we are only in the top of the 5th. Paletti does let that get by him, but nice job off the backstop.
He is really good back there. And I said this many times. The work he puts in for playing behind the plate, it's phenomenal.
Little high there for Barr. Does not appear Barr has appeared in a game this season. So we don't have any stats on him this year. Enslin, another forgettable game. Big cut there for Hunter Martin. Hunter, 2 for 3 on the day, reached base 3 times, a home run, a double, a walk, 2 runs. And a ball there.
3-2.
Top 5, 16-4 Mont Alto. Barr the pitch. Walks him. Fisher 1 for 3, single and a double. Back-to-back walks issued here by Barr. And that brings up Millar. 2 for 4 with a home run on the day. He led off the 4th with a home run, singled and scored earlier in this inning.
Miller, has anything stuck out to you in this first couple weeks of the MLB season?
As awful as it is to say, the horrific way the Cubs have started off the season, and now Lester to the DL.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not looking good.
Yeah, and we were just talking about a couple minutes ago, Chris Davis from the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, but that's to be expected. You said anything out of the ordinary. Rope to left.
Well, I mean, no one was expecting 0 for 47.
I'm sure a lot of Orioles fans actually were. And that single there from Millar makes it 20-4. tell you, Penn State Mont Alto is definitely put on an offensive display here.
I want to get to Freddie.
High and upstairs. Kiefer almost comes up with it, but just foul.
A web gem there.
Outside, and Barr just cannot find the strike zone here, Brian. And high and tight. And it's 3-2, and this is a huge, huge pitch right here. Inside, and he walks him. And boy, walks in a run, making it 21-4. Mont Alto. Chance McClure has reached every time he's come to the plate. 3 for 3. High.
And there's still another game.
Well, on the bright side, there is another game. And foul. We are only in the top of the 5th here.
Yeah, and I found out from our statistician that if we get if Central Penn is down by 10 going into the after the next half inning, it will be run.
It's an interesting point. Thank you for bringing that up, Brian.
Yeah.
There is a 10-run rule, and the Knights will have a large hill to climb.
Yeah.
Needing to get it within 10 runs to continue. And the walk. 22-4 Mont Alto.
Yeah, that's from what I understand.
Colby Black. Brian, he's got a chance to reach base for the 6th time in 5 innings.
Well, he did.
And that's the 3rd time he was hit by a pitch just in this game alone. And again, some type of record this has to be. Reached base 6 times, no hits. 3 hit by pitch, 1 reach on an error, and 2 fielder's choice. Nick Jacoby. High fly ball, but foul.
That had the distance. Colby Black, that I've never seen.
I mean, fortunately, even though he's been hit 3 times, he's not been hurt.
Yes.
Because those hit by pitch, that could be a serious problem. Actually, one of the highest rates of injury there. Foul tip into the mid of Paletti. Can the Knights get out of this inning, Brian? And that brings in another run.
And this is his third time batting this inning.
And Barr gets a strike there.
Yeah.
Foul, that gets him to strike 2. Can we get this final strike here? Oh, we need. And Topper, they bat around twice, and Kiefer will take it himself. But Brian, it's not without an immense scoring display there
man.
from Mont Alto.
It was interesting. All right, Miller. Did you know that the Central Penn College has an esports team? The team competes in the Collegiate Rainbow Six Siege League and plays against other schools such as Dickinson College, Cincinnati University, and the University of Akron. If you're interested in joining the team, attend the weekly gaming club meeting on Thursdays at 4 p.m. in ATEC 306. And another friendly reminder that commencement for Central Penn College will be on Friday, May 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Forum in Harrisburg.
Have to have a big inning here to keep this one going. 24-4, Brian.
Do you have anyone in mind for player of the game today, Miller?
Well, you'd think, since, I mean, honestly, to be honest with the viewers, we are naming Central Penn players the players of the game, so we will have to name one. Certainly Peyton Paletti's got to be up there with his defense and his 2 RBIs with his first inning shot. Boy, outside of that, it's going to be tough to come up with. Okay, bottom 5.
Now we have the DH.
Rivera, a double, an RBI, reached on an error in the 3rd. Clark Payne comes on in a mop-up duty. Payne has pitched in 2 games this season, 3 innings pitched and 2 earned.
That's ball 4 for Jared Rivera.
And Rivera walks to lead off the 5th for the Knights. Chris Kiefer to the plate. 0 for 1 and walked in the 1st. inside there. Kiefer hitting 263 on the season, no homer, 6 RBI, and takes a strike there.
That was a nice location by the pitcher. It was really good pitch.
Checking on the runner at first. Highly doubt Rivera's going to try to steal. Down 20. I wouldn't want to get thrown out on the base paths. And quite a gust of wind here. Coach Brown lost his cap. And that's a shot. And that could go. It's gone.
Chris Kiefer.
Kiefer. Was he aided by the wind gust there? Who really cares? 2-run shot for Kiefer. And the first runs for the Knights since the first inning, Brian. And that makes the score 24-6. Freddie Barr playing his first game of the season. Let's see if he can get some offense, help his own cause here. And that's a pop-up, and that's going to be an interesting one to catch, but closed quickly. And Barr flew out, and that brings us to Paletti, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Single and 2 RBI. And some fine defensive plays behind the plate. So, Brian, you'd mentioned that Paletti had played some summer ball. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I've known Pete now for a couple of years, and I've been told by many people he likes to go travel in different areas, maybe like in southern states, and he gets a lot of traveling baseball, and I've only ever heard good comments from other people.
Awesome.
Yeah, comes from a good family, and
would you say that he came from a bad family, Brian?
No. I mean, I've known him and his family for a couple of years. For a while.
Is he from your area?
Yeah, he's from Higgins, which is about 40 minutes from me. So I mean, yeah, we have mutual friends. So
we don't like seeing our guys get hit. We do like seeing them run down to first. Christian Fulp. Now is the time for Christian to get out of this funk.
I think
really stroked the ball well last inning.
I think their fans would say the same thing about their players.
Fulp watches that one. Definitely a change in approach in the two pitchers.
Yeah.
And Fulp, big cut. Fulp's made some, arguably one of the finest defensive plays we've seen this season.
That was amazing.
And that was a pretty interesting curve there. 24-6 here. The Knights need to put some offensive fireworks in here. Quickly, 2 strikes on Fulp. And boy, I'll tell you, we are getting lucky we're not getting rained on. If you guys can see the clouds behind us. The wind here, pretty amazing. And they're through the hole for Fulp. Like to see Fulp getting on base there. Only his 3rd hit of the season. Which brings up the top of the order, Quentin Hackert. Only 1 down. 24-6. Knights need to get it within 10 for this game to continue.
Yeah.
Hackard, 0 for 2. Did reach base in the first, but was caught stealing. foul ball there.
The umpire got the ball on that one.
Brian, have you ever thought, later on in your life of getting involved in umpiring?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it for Little League already.
Really?
I mean, yeah, nothing. It was tournament, like traveling tournaments. People reaching out and saying, "Hey, can you ump a game or two?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" It pays very well. So I mean,
I got to tell you, I learned something new about you today, there, Brian. And Hecker to shot to center. That's going to get down. And they are loaded. Which brings up Gabe Arellano, reached base 3 times, is 1 for 1, scored 2 of the Knights' 6 runs. Arellano, the big cut there. Shot to center, and that ball is going to keep going. Not sure what they're going to call there. There was no signal for a ground rule double, but Arellano just cleared the bases. Heckard actually didn't advance there because he wasn't sure what was going on. That was a misplayed ball there by the center fielder. And Connor Graham's got a shot to drive in some runs. And that's driven deep. And that's going to go. Round rule double there. Hecker to score. Arellano to third. And that makes it 24-9. I'll tell you, at least the Knights are resilient.
Yeah.
Rosario 1 for 2 on the day, reached base on an error in the third. Only 1 out here for the Knights. Second and third for the Knights, 24-9. Another ball here.
3-1.
What a shot there from Rosario. That nearly hit the building.
Yeah.
What an amazing shot there from Rosario. 3-run home run, and that is going to make it 24-12. And with 1 out, and the Knights have now batted around, and hey, they're making this a ball game. That brings up Rivera. Kiefer will be on deck. And that will be all for Payne. That's going to bring in Eric Smoker, a senior. He's pitched 4 innings this season, he's allowed 7 earned, allowed 3 home runs.
Wow.
In only 7 1/3 innings.
We have another power hitter coming up, so that's going to be really good.
Well, I got to tell you, even with this outburst here, the Knights have to make up at least 2 more runs in their final 2 outs, and the bases are clear. So this is a pretty important batter here. I mean, that shot from Rosario, I think the last couple home runs obviously aided. The wind is extremely blowing out by the wind, Brian, but I think
Even without the
I think that was gone regardless. Such a beautiful day, but extremely windy with this system passing through. At least we're able to play,
yeah.
which is a step in the right direction. But again, the Knights have to push 2 more across here. And Rivera steps in. 1 for 1 on the day with a double and an RBI, and reached base all 3 times. And that one hits the backstop. Very important batter here for the Knights. An excellent pitch there from Smoker. And outside brings the count to 3-1. Brian, I wonder what this wind, how it affects the pitchers.
Oh, I'm sure it has some effect on what they're throwing.
Walks Rivera there. That's 2 straight walks for Rivera this inning. And that's going to bring up Chris Kiefer. A home run in his last plate appearance and drove in 2 there. 2 for 3. Did strike out.
He's another local Harrisburg. Local native. From Redland.
Only in the bottom of the 5th here, viewers. And it's 24-12. Mont Alto leads. And a big cut from Kiefer, cannot connect. Smoker, the pitch, and gets that inside corner there, and it's a 2-2 count. Oh, he rung him up there, got him looking.
Now there's 1 more out.
And Central Penn down to their final out here in the bottom of the 5th, down 12. The 10-run rule does come into effect here, Brian. Tell me more about this 10-run rule, Brian.
Well, after 5, it's anything over 10 runs, and if there's a team, if it's a home team, bottom of the 5th, and if they don't come up with less than 10, be able to make the score less than 10 runs, and that is officially the end of the game.
So we are down to our final batter here, and this game could be over. bar.
Didn't look like he had drink with that.
Inside there. Smoker, the pitch, and the big strike, and that is gonna do it. Well, the Knights gave a valiant effort there in the 5th, capped off with a 3-run home run by Chris Rosario, a 2-run shot by Chris Kiefer, but unfortunately, the 10-run rule is in effect, and that means that Central Penn has lost this game with a final score of 24-12, Brian. 36 runs scored here today. I'll tell you, if this second game is anything like the first, we might be here for a while.
That was a football score, Miller.
Well, I'd like to nominate Chris Rosario.